The smacking of news and weather report will start now.
Ow! Welcome back to the Smacking Off News and Weather Report. What's up with you, Doug?
What's going on?
All the fun in the world. I'm guessing that our contributors Nikki and Ed have joined us as well.
Let me click their buttons. I need to pull their chains, don't I?
We might need to pull their chains. Oh, I love that video though that you got there. I like that graphic.
Which one?
The one where you got him across the knee there and he's swatting his little booty.
Oh, you're talking about Netanyahu.
Yeah.
My boys are making me nervous.
What's going on with Michigan, Ed?
It's relatively, it's pretty close.
Goodness. They can't afford to lose this one because it's a win you're in, lose you're out kind of deal with that situation, you know.
And the way today's gone, anyone can win.
Oh yeah.
Ed, I won't lose any sleep.
It is. So hold on, wait a minute.
He says, "Wait a minute."
70 to 59 with 13 minutes left. So it's a high. It's a high.
You know what I thought? You know what I figured you were doing, Ed? I figured you were holding your microphone to your ass and asking your wife to pull your finger.
Oh.
No.
I told you I felt like they were getting ready to pull away.
You mean Michigan's behind 70 to 59 right now?
They're ahead.
Oh.
They kept close for a little bit. And then I even said it in chat that I felt like I had a gut feeling that Michigan was going to pull away.
There you go. The weight just took over. The athleticism, the length, the depth.
Netanyahu is still alive or dead, or these AI videos? Are they?
He's alive, Nikki.
Boy, Bruce is with us too. We didn't introduce Bruce, so thank you, Bruce, for joining.
Yeah, I'm along for the ride, guys and gals.
That has been the biggest week. You know, like I asked someone, how many more videos do you need?
So you're our headline says that no more attacks by Israel. So what are the specifics of that situation, Doug?
It was a little. That's kind of a broad statement. I just couldn't. I didn't want to fit the whole thing on there. I just kind of wanted to stick that. Trump does not want them to bomb their energy infrastructure at this point.
Correct.
It don't really make sense.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
What's that, Doug?
It really doesn't belong to it's Qatar's property. So for them to bomb Iran, to bomb them, or Israel to do that, it doesn't do anyone but Israel's good.
Yeah,
and it pissed Trump off.
I mean, what we're facing maybe the biggest energy crisis in the history of the industrialized world.
I mean, the world is, the European world is, and maybe China is, but we're not. We have energy independence. If we just quit exporting oil and use it for ourselves, we'd be just the same shape or better than we were in.
Yep.
Yeah, but we probably won't do that. We'll probably try to ration and then sell to these people, at least our allies, which I don't even know who that is anymore. But
now we've got Venezuela.
Here in Texas, they are pumping more than they've pumped in the last 20 years.
I know it's very frustrating to see what's going on right now because people are really reeling from the 4 years of Biden, and this was not in the fucking plans.
No,
to have gas jump up $1 in like 2 weeks.
But he did pass Zach today, so we should be seeing it come down because our barrel is cheap. It's not like it's the companies that
It's
are
the oil speculators that are driving the price up.
being
I agree with that.
so he passed the Jones Act, and it hasn't been passed since 1920.
But
Yeah.
what does that say? The Jones Act, what does it say, Nikki?
It is, let me pull up so I can get it exactly. It's where these companies are pretty much price gouging.
Oh, yeah.
Oil companies themselves, not individual.
Is it kind of a breakup of a cartel of transportation?
Let's see.
Well, part of it is set on the international stage, and part of it is our own domestic crude development. And when the speculators outside the United States starts driving up the price, the United States has no other thing but to go. I mean, they don't have to go along with it, but they usually do.
So, guys, I'm just sitting here with my fingers crossed that Trump hasn't been duped into this, and there's no way out before the midterms. That's kind of what it feels like to me, because
the news. The news wants that vision of Trump to be Netanyahu's and Putin's boy, and he has no brain.
Well, I haven't watched mainstream media news in so long, I don't even remember what it looks like.
Well, that's what they're driving it towards,
right? And I'm getting so like. All my news sources, I'm getting a different narrative from every news source. Every news source. Excuse me.
It just seemed like Bruce was talking, and then it went silent, and then I heard Bruce again. So I don't know if he was just pausing or what. I don't know.
What I was saying was, I've never seen so many narratives, and all the news sources that I go to have been pretty unified for the last 5 years at least, and it's all over the place now.
Yeah, the difference is now is that we've got two competing Satans in the left wing or so-called mainstream media, and because they also hate Israel, so they hated Iran. They even wanted to bomb them themselves, but didn't get it done. They even, they had huge failures in the Obama administration of giving these guys oodles of money so they could put us in the position we're in now. But, as soon as Jews got involved, then the left-wing media showed the traditional media showed their true colors, because they're anti-Semites, guys. I mean, you've never seen like. And the anti-Semite
they are.
And the anti-Semite trolls that are on social media, it's mind-boggling. I almost drew a guy out the other day to say that he would personally kill Jews, by the way.
Oh.
Wow, you almost got him to say it?
I almost got him to say it. I wish I should post the thread in our books. I should go back to it. Did you see it, Nikki?
I didn't see that one, but I've seen him being very close here lately, saying it multiple times.
So I basically just drew him out. He said they could. So what should be done with the jury? So because he went on about Zionism, right? Well, the coop has flown with Zionism. The Jews have returned to their homeland. So calling Jews Zionists, or anybody that supports the Jews returning to their homeland Zionists, is, all you're doing, you're mad at them because you support the Jews returning to their homeland. My God.
Well,
right?
No, it's a conglomeration of things, Bob. There's
but that's
one where they
control
the media, they control the movie industry, they control the banking, and they control the wealth in the world. And it's not, they're very, very, they do very well with money. It's a fact. And
it's not all of them, Bruce. It's just a small group.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is
a worldwide. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying the same guy you're talking about is the one that's like, let's just nuke Israel, get it over with, and then take out pretty much every one of them that's in the United States.
Oh yeah, there's that sentiment out there. Absolutely, positive.
No, I don't believe that there's a worldwide Jewish banking conspiracy as it's been posed by many. But I do believe that people, the Jews, if you look at the history of the Jews and you really look at the history of Europe, what happened is that Christendom, right, which was everybody ruled by Charlemagne and his antecedents, basically had laws where Jews couldn't get any other kind of job. So they basically created their own financial networks and eventually got into loaning money and so forth, right? So they got established in loaning money and jewelry, right? Jewelry, right? And they so that's the things, that was the roles that they could have. So they tried to dominate those areas, and it's self-preservation, guys, because otherwise they were getting purged at a rate that would make Adolf Hitler jealous for periodically through the whole course of Europe. Am I wrong?
Well, you have that, and historically, Bob, they also had where Christ went into the temple and overturned the tables because the Jews were charging very high rates of interest, and he got pissed. And Jesus says,
the money
I got to charge less.
You talking about the money changers?
To the money lenders, yes. That's what it says in the Bible, that Jesus was not happy with them when he went to the table and overturned the tables and said, "Hey, you guys are being, usury. You're abusing people. Be more giving."
So that sect of Jews that I'm talking about is the Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
Yes.
Sadducees
they have the highest IQ of any group in the world. Now, as far as race goes, and I know this sounds racist, but this is all true.
No, it's true. It's absolutely true.
The Asians is the highest IQ of any race, and the Jews on average don't have a real high IQ, but that one sect does.
The Sephardic Jews that are in Spain and stuff, that's where I derive from. I'm Sephardic Jew. And a lot of them were bankers. And the King of Spain borrowed a lot of money from them, but they still, when they did the Spanish Inquisition, they threw all the powerful Jews that were there in the country out. And a lot of the conquistadors were of the Sephardic Jew lineage, and that's why they went into Mexico and into South America.
I have a question. Ed, are you Jewish?
No.
Okay, so let me get this right. Bruce, are you our only Jewish panel member here?
I'm Sephardic. From what my cousin did his doctorate thesis on.
And you're the most critical of Zionism, aren't you?
I'm critical of Zionism in some ways, not always. They have their own picadillos, especially when the Mossad is and how the Mossad is being used. They trust no one. Okay, they don't trust the United States. They're constantly going in and peeking in on what we're doing. Okay, but the Jews are going to do what the Jews, especially the homeland Jews, are going to protect that nation no matter what. And if they have to use nukes, they will use nukes. Don't have any illusions other than that. So,
what's the Jewish nuke arsenal? I have no clue.
Well, they say they have between 30 and 50 nuclear weapons.
Enough to wipe out the Middle East, huh?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's another bone of contention, because the Iranians are saying, well, wait a minute, how come the Jews can have them and we can't? You're pointing two ends against the middle. So
that's because the difference is that Iran has swore to use one if they get it against the Jews in particular, and also us, and because they're also chanting death to America and death to Israel. In my entire life, and I'm almost 60, So, I mean, really, I don't really want them to have a nuclear weapon, and I don't think it's an equivalency either. Basically, you've got Israel sitting in the middle of a pack of rabid dogs with a torch in their hand, right, trying to keep them out of there. You know,
You got one country defending themselves against 30 different countries.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
odds are not in their favor.
but bold aggression and competence, military competence, and military leadership and development of technologies has allowed Israel to prevail in conflict after conflict over there.
Well, let me give you a little historical. When I was in Vietnam, the only second best equipped army in the world were the Israelis, because at that time they had almost every weaponry that we had in our arsenal,
and everything they picked up off the battlefield as well. That's what a lot of people don't know, is that you can pick up stuff off the battlefield. I mean, say for example, I'm in Iraq and I have to account for every round that I'm issued. So I've got 210 rounds that I'm issued. I've got 6 30-round magazines and 1 in the weapon. You know, you may not load them one way. You may take some out so it feeds better, but you are issued 210 rounds. Well, I don't want to have to account for those 210 rounds all the time, so I may not even use them. I may pick a AK or even 3 AKs off the battlefield and take them apart and look at them real close, make sure they're not booby trapped, and put one smooth, slick one together and pick their ammo up and use their ammo, so I don't have to account for mine. Or, you know,
no, I think what I was saying, Bob, was that we have had a long history of, since 1948, 1945.
Oh, equipping, yes.
The Jewish people.
But they won the original war. Did you know this? I'm going to blow your mind, Bruce. I'm going to blow your mind, though, Bruce, is they won their original wars in 1948 and 49 with Nazi equipment. They flew the Bf-109. They flew the Me-262. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. That's interesting.
Yeah. They were licensed, built by Avia, a Czechoslovakian company that was building them at the end of World War II for the Nazis. So they were flying Nazi. So this is the most ironic thing in history, guys. The Israeli Air Force was formed flying Avia S-99s, which is the Me-262, and the Avia, I think it was the S-7, whatever it was, is a Bf-109, a Me-109 if you watch British movies. So they were flying the Nazi fighter planes against the Arabs in the early formation of the Jewish state.
You mean like the Arabs?
Yeah, exactly. So they were flying. That's incredible to me.
Does anybody have any updates on the Save America Act? Anybody?
No.
That is just.
So, I mean, we're still, it advances. We do have that. They had enough votes to advance it. It is not the Save America Act anymore. The Democrats are calling it the Jim Crow 2.0 Act.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not going to pass. I don't believe
it's not going to pass. Thune doesn't want it to pass.
No, and the rhinos don't want it to pass.
Right.
No, they don't want
you got the Bukowskis, you got this Collins.
They could do this.
Rand Paul. You got
Thune could change. Yeah, but Thune could change the rules right now. They could definitely get 51 votes. They can get 50 votes, and then JD Vance would be the 51st vote. They could do this.
Under the current rules, though,
Thune has the power to do this. I promise you.
They have reconciliation, which they can go through to do that as a last resort, because then it becomes a budget item.
I don't believe Thune will allow it.
He's gonna have to nuke it. It's coming to that point. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sick of the reasonings they don't want it passed. It's complete bullshit. You sit there and say, it's because women can't vote. We're not that fucking dumb. Like I'm overhearing it.
They just don't want to do it. They're what they're going to do. They're going to pull something together. It's going to be like they're going to enforce IDs, but the problem is that's not going to get the job done.
Well, they're going
to throw just enough to say they did something, and it still ain't going to stop the fraud.
The thing that they have to stop, and what probably Trump's biggest two focal points are the use of the machines and mail-in balloting. Those are
Yeah,
the
mail-in
two
ballot is a
things
huge problem.
that probably mean more than anything than the identification.
I say the
I mean,
ID.
the identification is a reasonable thing to ask for and have
Yeah, but
done.
that's the Democrats' main point right now is that. And as someone like my husband did the audit in New Mexico, he went through every single one of these votes. And if they had a legal ID voting, they wouldn't have been able to vote because of how many we found that were voting and living in Florida, how many felons, how many that you name it. And it all came down to a freaking ID.
Right.
Yeah, but a lot of states issue IDs to non-citizens, such as Minnesota,
That's why this
Texas.
has to be a legal government ID. That's why they're trying to say that women will have a hard time. We don't have married women will not have a damn hard time. I have my birth certificate. I have my marriage certificate. I had to use it to get a passport. I had to use it to get an actual government ID that I already have. So it is not a big deal. But this is where the Democrats have an issue. This gets passed. There goes so many of their votes. We've seen it in damn New Mexico, in Doña Ana County, a small freaking county, on how bad the fraud was. And if an ID would have been presented, we wouldn't have had this issue.
And proof of citizenship, things would be totally different.
Thing is, it wasn't even as much of the illegals in Doña Ana. It was complete fraud on people that are dead, people that actually lived. One house had 15 people living in it, every one of them living in a different state, half of them felons, and every single one of them voted.
And Arizona is even worse.
Whether they knew it or not.
Guys, I got a question for Bruce. I don't know if you've seen this. This has really popped up on. Do you ever check out InfoWars?
Oh yeah. Well, Alex Jones is not my cup of tea, but I do. You know, he's pretty accurate on what he discusses and what
he's accurate. But the problem with Alex Jones is he sells a lot of doomsday shit.
Yeah,
and he
needs get tired of that crap.
Yeah,
I did.
I've got the same issue with Alex Jones, but his accuracy is pretty good.
Yeah,
but he's missed on some shit.
Says. He's very well connected. Surprisingly enough, I find him to be most of the information and the resources that he has are pretty damn accurate.
I have a question.
Far out.
I have a question based off of a story that popped up today. Was it? You think Israel is capable of assassinating a citizen like Charlie Kirk, for instance?
Absolutely, Mossad has the capability of doing whatever they want to do.
Okay, so have y'all heard the story?
Look at it this way: if they can engineer a phone so they can hand a bunch of Iranians phones and then set them off and ignite them and wipe out, what was it, 2,000 of them? They can do a lot of damage.
You're right. They can do.
They can do whatever they want.
So tell me this. Has anybody heard about Joe Kent that got
Oh yeah.
Has anybody heard his narrative since he's
I haven't heard what's his narrative.
No, he's saying that the FBI blocked any kind of investigation into foreign involvement in the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Well, they got the guy in prison.
Well, they got a guy in prison. I get that, but what they're saying is just a lot more complicated than just the guy.
I think it's more domestic myself. I'm looking at.
I'm split on that, and I've gone down the rabbit hole with Charlie Kirk. So I do 100% believe they have the guy that pulled the trigger.
No, I do too.
Why would they want to do it?
But I believe that someone that plotted and set it up for him. This man was paid. He was put there for a reason. Where it came from, I really hate to say it, but I feel like it is coming from Israel.
You know, if that's the case, you know what'll happen, Nikki. He'll go to prison,
Yeah,
and they'll just switch him out with some other tall, goofy-looking guy at some
exactly.
point. That's how they'll do it.
All right.
And he'll go live somewhere for the rest of his days with money bags.
And
Now,
so
do I think the assassination attempt in the first assassination attempt,
Butler, Pennsylvania.
Butler, do I think there's foreign intervention in that? Oh, hell yeah, because it has all the markings. They went into his apartment. That apartment was whistle clean. There was nothing in there.
Oh, I don't think it was foreign intervention. I think it was U.S. CIA intervention. I think that was all American.
Absolutely. I just it has.
I mean, y'all are mentioning some bodies here, but y'all are not mentioning the Secret Service, which
I think
there's no way the Secret Service would have left that fucking roof.
Oh no, they were in on it. I
absolutely in on it.
Yes.
That since it happened, that there was too many coincidences.
They don't make mistakes like that. The woman was there a woman in charge of the?
Yes, at that time.
Yeah, she said that roof had too much of a pitch on it. Hell, I can walk that roof, and I'm over 50.
Yeah,
that roof didn't have a lot of pitch on it.
No.
I believe that any assassination on Trump is coming from domestic. It is home. It is within. I feel like one day we will find out who. Kind of like the Kennedy, it might happen.
We will in 2078.
Exactly. It'll one day come out, but I do believe when it comes to him, the reason I think Israel somehow is involved with Charlie Kirk is because Charlie started getting very deep into the rabbit hole in Israel.
I know.
I've heard the same rumors that he was heavily involved.
I watched him weekly.
But you
see this man.
I thought he supported Israel.
He had too much control over our young generation on the fact that they listened to him because he allowed them to also speak. Something we don't get any other time, and we probably never will get again. People are trying; it's just not.
Hey, I got a question real quick. Mm-hmm. Unrelated, kind of. Have any of y'all seen the comedy of Ben Bankus?
No, I have not seen it.
Everybody go look up Ben Bankus after this.
Okay.
That's some of the funniest shit. That and Quindale.
But to go back to Kent, I think he remarried, and he's married a very pro-Hamas wife.
And you know what? Here's what I gotta say. Fucking his first wife, and the mother to his kids was killed by terrorists, and now he's against that. So
and he did a flip flop.
Yeah, you
that's crazy.
And
he did
they
180.
They knew because he hasn't been in any of their meetings. They would not him on any.
They kicked him out of those meetings.
His ass was a whistleblower. He was running his damn mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It was little weeks they were talking about.
Nasty.
He's like Chad Brown, right? He now he's married.
The point of him being a high-ranking officials in the Trump administration, another black guy, and it just lends to the thing. Well, Trump doesn't have the ability to, put in very good people who are lockstep with him. And the party has gone through, like I said earlier today, and I wrote about being a conservative, not a Republican, they're snakes. The Republican Party they're snakes. They're so duplicitous. You get Rand Paul, you get Thomas Massey, who I thought was a fairly good guy, and I thought Rand Paul was a good guy. But they all, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's flip-flopped. You got all these guys that you just can't They say they're Republican. No, they're not Republicans. And it's
So
they say
what do you think about the Epstein files? I mean, that's what caused a lot of this.
I'm past the Epstein files. It's
I mean, what do you think we've got here, Bruce? Do we have a situation where there's no way to bring any of these people to justice? You think that's where we're at? And Trump knows that, or
do I wish it would?
No, not wish. I mean, do you think that we're just in a situation where there's a lot of hot air, there's stuff in files, but none of that shit's going to actually convict anybody, and Trump knows that?
Who's the number one person that you would look at in the file that actually should be in prison for it?
I mean, I think you could probably look into Bill Gates a little harder.
Bill Gates, Clinton,
and Clinton.
And did you watch the video of Clinton sitting there with his attorney, and they were passing the pictures back and forth, and he was like gleeful of what these pictures had on him.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've seen it.
So what here's on why I don't think that they will be convicted is okay. We have some pictures.
I'm sorry.
We have a shit ton of actual, and two, in most of these states, other than like 3 or 4, we're past the statute of limitation because it's 7 years on these crimes.
Yeah. What I hate to say it, Epstein is old news. It really is. And like Bondi said today, there's been 4 administrations that have had all this information on him. They all had it. They all their DOJs could have come up and prosecuted him at any time.
Sorry, you got Obama? You got Obama in this mix?
Yes, Obama, okay. Clinton, they all.
I didn't realize Obama had all the information. Yeah, I'm not arguing.
Epstein was charged in Florida in 2012, and that's when the feds told the Palm Beach County Police to give him the sweetheart deal. So what happened in 2012? They did. Yes. So in 2012, Palm Beach County gave Epstein a sweetheart deal where he basically walked after being caught red-handed for basically being a pimp of underage girls. And he basically walked scot-free with next to nothing because the Obama administration sent feds down there to tell the Palm Beach County prosecutor to give him a sweetheart deal.
And
so don't that kind of weaken the case against everybody?
Yeah. But we know.
I mean, if you can't get the kingpin, how are you going to get these other folks?
And because the CIA was backing him, Epstein. Okay.
He might even been an agent.
The Israelis were back. He was playing both ends against the middle.
I think he was a CIA agent.
He was really heavily connected.
I don't think a lot of people understand that it wasn't just the trafficking and the pedophilia and the eating. We're talking about a man that financed political runs. He's the one that started pandemics. He had drugs, guns, fraud when it came. This man came from nothing. It's not like
he was highly connected.
He used his sex trafficking and this pedophilia and all of this stuff to blackmail these people to get money, and then he would politically and try to get this one in like Obama or this one. That's why if you look, Trump's in there a million times. Go read those emails. They were doing everything in their power to find a way to get rid of this man.
Yeah, and the thing about it is he got his start. So think about this one. You're the owner of Victoria's Secrets, right? And you're worth billions of dollars.
Wasn't he from Ohio?
Yeah, and somehow, you give Jeffrey Epstein power of attorney over your entire fortune.
And he had all that man's wealth.
Yeah,
he stole it.
That's how he was able to rub elbows with the ultra rich and the ultra elite. And and it was all
incredible what he was doing.
Look at Prince Andrew. Okay, so they didn't arrest him because of child crimes, right?
No,
they arrested him because he was giving out confidential political information that
Yep.
would change and alter what was going on. That is why he was arrested.
Yeah, he wasn't arrested for one sex crime. There was not one victim that he is being prosecuted for,
So we do.
and should be.
Here's where I have an issue with. I don't want them to be quiet. I want everyone to know what these people are. They're horrible, disgusting people. But here's my biggest issue. There is confidential election, U.S. confidential shit in there from Obama, from Clinton, from all of these sitting presidents, senators, Congress, you name it. Because he's the one that's helping them either run their political campaign or start a pandemic or start the vaccine, you name it.
So,
not
go
only
after them for that.
vaccine, Nikki, it's also the point of how much influence and what they did in the 2020 election. China was heavily involved. It's now come to light. They're finally bringing this shit out, and they're now saying that China was knee deep, had gone to the machines, and gleaned all this information.
Have you guys even just a little bit of the
Fucking
file?
liars who say that though.
A ton of them. He is the mastermind behind every woke thing that has come out.
You're right.
Since 2000, we're talking about transgender.
You're right. It's all in the emails.
It's all there. The COVID pandemic, and then who's the helm of that? Bill Gates.
Yep. And we need kids to. We need more trans kids.
Every woke agenda is in the Epstein files.
Hey,
brought up by
Nikki, do you know what the whole purpose of the woke agenda is?
I don't. They're fucking lunatics. We need
to take people out of the gene pool.
Mm-hmm.
They want to reduce the population in any way they can, and this is how you do
it. Eugenics, yeah. Hillary Clinton's a big proponent of that.
Yeah, you get as much homosexuality as much. You get kids to take themselves out of the gene pool by getting gender affirming surgeries. They don't tell those kids that you're done.
No,
you'll never be part of a producing population once you do this. But they're not told that. This is like the Dark Ages. We're living through a period of Dark Ages right now.
I mean, right in that same line, he was one of the biggest investors in Planned Parenthood.
Yep.
Right.
It wasn't just for the abortion part of it. They also were using the bait.
That was his wife's doing. That was Belinda. Between the schools in Washington and the Gateses were thick as thieves.
Oh yeah, Epstein was their top guy.
Now this will be a controversial statement, and it may get me in trouble, but I don't give a shit. I wonder how much abortion rates in this country have to do with the fact that African Americans have stayed 13% of the population and have gone higher.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know where they plan all those places in the black neighborhoods.
Yep.
No,
I'm talking about the black leaders threw them under the bus. The black leaders have basically agreed to something that was going to reduce their political power.
Yep. I said it the other day. I was actually added to a group called Black Conservatives. And there was, of course, a liberal in there running their mouth about abortion, how bad it is, or, how good it is. And, telling that blacks that they're stupid, they're not, I'm like, what are you even talking about? Look at the rates.
Yep. Bob, you ain't going to say nothing, are you, Bob?
No, because I think it goes back further than that. I think it goes back to the 50s and the Soviets planting professors in our universities, and any method possible to any kind of doubt on the family, any kind of doubt on religion, any kind of doubt on the America or the Constitution or our society. And then once you brainwashed one generation and they brainwash another, and it's really these ideas all go back to the hippies, even though they all go back to the hippies, and and once they became in power, and that's what the Clintons represent, is when the hippies took power, then they were able to implement those ideas, and then they pressured people into accepting it. Then it come to pressure.
They didn't have to pressure. You had the feminist groups in line, lockstep, and my body, my
political
choice.
Correctness, where you and I couldn't talk against it without getting our lives ruined. Like when I worked for Sprint, if anybody had asked me if I supported transgenderism, and I'd told them I thought that my core belief that it was evil to maim kids, then they would have probably fired me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Bob, what do you think of Maurice's turban?
Well, I'm not a big fan of turbans, but it does look sporty.
If you was wearing a turban, you'd pick that one?
Probably, but it'd be in blue and white.
Blue and white with a K on it?
With a big K on it, yeah.
Yeah. All right, you just gave me an idea for my next thumbnail, Bob.
Yeah, that'd be real popular here. We're big fans of America's Enemies in Kentucky.
Don't get mad, Bob. Don't get mad, Bob, if you've got a turban on the next.
That's all right. I won't get mad. You know me. I love it.
What's that? That Kentucky, along with Utah, we're looking into the what do you call that? Private equities sector to gain.
Yeah.
I find that quite ironic.
Oh, yeah, trying to think private equity is trying to buy a property up. And here we already had laws against foreign powers such as China and so forth, which is ironic because we basically gave land to Japanese corporations here, such as Toyota, because there's massive Toyota manufacturing in Georgetown, Kentucky. They're building Camrys, minivans, and that's how they can get around some of the regulations about a certain amount of U.S. content and so forth. And also across the river from me in Ohio, they're building Hondas of every ilk. They're building Accords, minivans. The motorcycle I just bought recently, believe it or not, has more U.S. content than a Harley Davidson, and was built in Marysville, Ohio.
Toyota plant in West Virginia.
Yeah, so Princeton, West Virginia. That's where my truck was made. Thank you, Nikki, for reminding me of that. Which is a '93, and it has lasted for 33 years with 480,000 miles, and I can still climb it. Put it in Bulldog and climb up the side of the mountain behind me with a full load of wood with no drama.
Yeah,
all right, guys. So this is Tournament Thursday. We're going to go now to our basketball correspondent, Ed. Ed, what's going on?
We're ahead. I mean,
Any other scores any other games going on?
VCU beat Carolina.
Oh goodness, I picked that.
God damn it! Maybe I did too. Maybe I did. I don't remember.
What was
South Carolina? They beat South Carolina, right?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina is that?
So
and
Hubert Davis on the hot seat.
Texas 75, BYU 71 with 58 seconds to go.
God damn it! God damn it!
Come on, BYU.
Only 4 points. Hey guys, does that mean that so we have to have at least one donkey balls for the season? Does that mean that Hubert Davis sucks donkey balls?
Maybe.
If you
it just hit me, Bruce. It just hit me, Bruce.
What's that?
You're a Jewish Mormon.
Yes.
That's the thing. I didn't even know that.
Well, it's real ironic. My father is was originally not a Scientologist. What do you call those?
Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness, and then he left that religion, and in 1964, the Mormon Church, we got involved with the missionaries, and my dad had gone through an operation, hip operation. When he was going from from Denver to San Diego back to his duty station. This was 1949, just before I was born. They were in a head-to-head accident with a drunk driver, and my dad almost died. And he got a bad hip. The church came in for a year, clothed us, fed us, paid our bills, and took care of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And my dad was totally disabled. He worked at Mare Island at the time. And the church came in. And I see a lot of good that the church does. But there was some things that after I graduated out of high school and kind of went into life, had questions on from the church of divine revelation and certain things that were happening at the time with the blacks, because blacks were allowed in the Mormon old Aaronic priesthood.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so all of a
I
sudden,
didn't
David
either.
O. McKay had a divine revelation and said the blacks can now hold the Aaronic priesthood. But for me, in my thinking, and maybe I'm one of, I could be a heretic, I guess you could say. I don't believe that God would make that distinction. I think David O. McKay made that distinction, because at that time the church was under a huge amount of media press against the religion for not having blacks in the church.
I mean, I think all people are equal except for Chinese. Chinese don't have souls.
It's crazy.
So no, I mean
I keep hearing that. I really do.
But my lineage, for my history of my family, was from Spain and the Basque region of Portugal.
Is that where the Martinez name comes from?
Yes, yes.
You know, a lot of people don't realize. They think that Spain and the inhabitants of Mexico is pretty much the same people. It's not.
No, they're not.
No. Spain people are white.
My
Are they
mom
not?
is Mexican Indian, and
But
my
they
dad.
got some-
Their
got some-
dialect, their alphabet's different. They used to fight all the time about.
Mexicans are pretty much
They're Indians.
Native Americans
Yes, they
inhabited
are.
by Spain, right?
They're indigenous people of this country.
Well,
Yeah.
but there's still Spanish blood there.
No,
Huh.
they mixed.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
mixed with
that's
the
what I meant.
blood. Okay, but they're originally from North America and traveled southwards. That's where the Bering Strait came into effect when it dropped down, and then they were traversing from the northern part from China and all that into the Bering Straits over to Alaska and down, and they started traveling down south to warmer weather and going into Mexico and so
They
forth.
say the Filipinos and the Mexicans have a lot in common.
Could be. It was
I know the food is very similar.
It was a Spanish colony for many
Absolutely,
years.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, Spain was a world power for a long time.
So that's when my heritage came here. They went through through Cuba, through the Panama Canal, and up into Mexico, and then from Mexico they settled in Colorado in the San Luis Valley.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Ed, where are you people? Where are your people from, Ed?
My people?
Yes. Don't tell me Maine or some shit.
No, I mean we're all DC people.
I mean, like 300 years ago, where was the Scriveners at?
Scrivener is a British name, but really more Irish.
Oh, well, that's kind of similar.
I don't know where the hell my father's side of the family. I don't know where the hell my father's side of the family is from.
I'm Lebanese.
Nikki?
I'm just a mutt.
Nikki, where are you from? Are you a mutt?
Well, I'm half Lebanese. My dad is from Lebanon. His whole family are Sikors and Kirams. And my mom's side is like Irish and German. So I'm kind of like a drunken terrorist.
Bob, I'm trying to come up with something while y'all talking.
Oh, well, my family on my mother's side were mercenaries that fought for the Continental Army during the Revolution. They helped train them along with Baron von Steuben. And at the end of the Revolution, they owed them money. So the Continental Congress had no money. So hey, there's this place called Kentucky. It's pretty rough. There's lots of natives, but here you go. So that's how my mom's side of the family got here in Kentucky.
They had to come there and fight for your lives?
Basically, in 1791. And then on my dad's side, my earliest ancestor on my dad's side came into Savannah, Georgia in 1650 as an indentured servant and spent 7 years in the service of a man. And then he turned him loose and they went up into the wilds of Appalachia and somehow ended up here.
Well, that's kind of like
interesting.
My great grandmother, the Ellises. They came through from Ellis Island. They were from Ireland, and instead of using their last name and knowing that they would get put to New York or one of those places, they took on the surname of Ellis. But they're all related to like the Hanks. They're all Moonies. Like Tom Hanks is part of that side of the family, and then Abraham Lincoln is my distant cousin. Like my great grandmother had left that he sent his mom.
Hell yeah. And also, I got to let you know that my grandmother on my dad's side was Willie Hazel Hatfield. And the significance of Willie Hazel Hatfield is that she was the youngest daughter of Devil Anse Hatfield. And in the Hatfields miniseries that starred Kevin Costner, at the end of it, when the feud is over and they're baptizing Devil Anse Hatfield, on the shore is his wife, and holding her leg is my grandmother, Willie Hazel Hatfield, who was
holding
born
her
in,
leg.
Yeah, because she was only like 2 foot tall at like 4 years old when that happened. So my grandmother was born after the feud when Devil Anse Hatfield was 71 years old.
God damn it, Bob! We're fixing to have a feud, Bob. I'm a McCoy, Bob.
So is Jay, but my family's Hatfield. See, I told you we were related some way.
I'm going to tell you how deep this goes. From where I'm sitting right now to a site of a feud battle, from where I'm sitting right now is 5 miles. And the 5 miles I'm talking about is Fort Gay, West Virginia. You ever heard of that?
I have.
So I'm 5 miles from Fort Gay, West Virginia in the Appalachian Mountains, which is directly across the Tug Fork of the Big Sandy River.
All right, so here's the problem. Me and Ed are McCoys.
Oh, interesting.
Bruce, you're going to have to be the referee, Bruce.
I don't want to get shot at.
But y'all I hate Democrats.
What's ironic is my wife is a great granddaughter of Stonewall Jackson.
Interesting.
Yeah, on her father.
I have to tell you why my me hating Democrats run deep. My real father, Gene Sikora, was best friends with Teddy Kennedy. Bill Clinton and him went to military school in Arkansas together, and Bill Clinton was my dad's lawyer. Bill Clinton's the reason my mom never received child support, because Bill got a hold of every lawyer in Charleston, West Virginia that she went to and paid them off.
Goodness. So they, it's hard not to get child support in Charleston, West Virginia, because they were totally on the woman's side. So you had to be totally fucked in order not to get child support.
Bill Clinton be the attorney.
Yep, he was my dad's. He was attorney general at that point of Arkansas, and he was always my dad's attorney. You know Frankenberger's downtown Charleston?
Was Is that
I've
that
heard
guy
of
that
it.
was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Frankenbergers is my family's. They own that.
Oh, really?
And they owned Belk Lindsay. They were a stake in Macy's with the Rockefellers and all of them. So my mom keeping me away from them there was reasons behind it, not just like they're just not good people. And I can't look at Democrats knowing as much as I know about the Clintons on a personal level and the Kennedy. Like I love the Kennedys, but Teddy Kennedy was a slime ball. I just can't see how anyone can look at them and actually believe what's coming out of their mouths.
Can I give the complete history of West Virginia in 30 seconds?
Go ahead. Hurry.
So West Virginia was founded on cowardice. It's held up by ignorance, and it's ran by carpetbaggers, right? So here's how they're founded on cowardice. They chickened out of their duties to the Confederacy and shirked their duty and went to the Union so they didn't have to fight. Even though, well, I mean, they had agreed to the secession and all that. So I mean, once they had signed off on it, and but to their credit, the individuals, people of West Virginia, who are great, by the way, fought on both sides with valor. But the state itself was founded on cowardice. They wouldn't fight no more, so they quit and became part of the Union. All right. Part 2, ignorance. They're held up by ignorance. Why? So that the carpetbaggers can run them and take all the resources and send them money north, specifically the Rockefellers, such as Jay Rockefeller, who you referred to a minute ago. So the school system is some of the worst in the country. So you don't understand that you are in abject poverty and that you'll never come out of it, because every great financial resource in terms of timber, coal, oil, natural gas, glass making, all that, the money goes north through people like Jay Rockefeller, a carpetbagger from New York, and his family, who have raped West Virginia for the entire 150-year history or better of 169 history of West Virginia. And no, it's 171. 107. No, it's 6. So 173 years of history of West Virginia. They've continually raped them, and they sent regulators ran by fucking Randall McCoy to come kill my goddamn great granddaddy so that they could steal his timber and mineral rights on the Tug Fork of the Big Sandy River, better known as Devilettes fucking Hatfield, right? But he killed them and sent them home, right? So I ain't got nothing for the carpetbaggers who has raped West Virginia, and every one of them was a Democrat.
I have a question, Bob.
And why do you think the head of the union is in Charleston? And why do you think that Charleston is still ran by pretty much the mob and mafia?
Oh my God, yeah, it's basically a ghost town now, Nikki.
I mean, the president of the union was Jimmy Hoffa Jr. for years.
Oh yeah.
And vice president was Ken Hall, which was my grandfather's best friend.
Yeah, well, now we're on the Democrats.
So, a carpetbagger. What's the difference between a carpetbagger and a carpet muncher?
Well, I mean, the difference is the carpetbagger, since nobody loves them, isn't getting to munch the carpet, if you know what I'm saying.
And at least
I got you.
Munching the carpet, someone gets some joy out of it.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, instead of just raping a place for everything they got. So yes, it'd be fabulous, But anyway, just getting some joy. Ain't that what it's like in the world? And that's really why we're having these discussions. And we decided to have a show because the fact is it's devolved into bullshit. The whole world is devolved into bullshit, and we're looking for answers. And I'm trying to look past the bullshit and get to what's real. But because of the fact that America has been corrupt basically since the military industrial complex was conceived of, right? Then we all don't have no belief in nothing we see.
Well, the only thing I have really strong belief in right now, and probably keep my head above water, is that when Trump says he's going to do something, he does it. He's prosecuting this war just how it should be done. We didn't do it in Vietnam, but we're sure in hell doing it now. And if we have to turn that place to a sheet of glass, he'll do it.
And you know what? They're people are okay with it. They begged for it. When you watch videos still to this day of men and women both over there that is saying, I might not be here tomorrow, but I prayed for this. Please quit, keep bombing. Don't stop till it's gone.
Finish it.
And I think Israel, they're much maligned because many people hate them. But the truth of it is, they've been very strategic in decapitating the Iranian regime, and their intelligence has been key to this whole thing. And they're watching these guys like a hawk. I mean, they're like a groundhog. You never get their head above ground. I mean, if they look up for a minute, they're done. If they make a public appearance, if they make a broadcast, so basically you have to do this like Hirohito at the end of World War II, where they had to record his voice on a wax cylinder and take it to the radio station, so they wouldn't bomb the radio station while he was in it, So, I mean, that's the kind of thing that's going on here. It's Stone Age now, like we were talking about last week, and they basically have to have runners with probably USB nubbies in order to get the whoever's in charge to put their propaganda out on state television. It's a wonder they haven't took it out or took it over. Now, the Israelis are capable of all kinds of commando raids. I could see them doing something silly like taking their state-run media over for a day or something like that and then going back out there. But so who really is? So, guys, let's have a poll. Is the Ayatollah Khomeini the second son? Is he alive right now? And is he running Iran?
I think the odds are he's dead.
I do too. I think we would have seen them. That they wouldn't be able to resist. They'd have to throw him up on. They'd have to put a camera in front of him if he was alive, I believe.
And also, these people are very cocky, so he would want to be seen. If it was just a simple recording that I'm alive and I now have control, he's going to do what he can to be seen.
Or maybe they're just doing this as a ruse because they know if he popped his head up like a mole, it could be gone.
I mean, come on, we watched Osama bin Laden still put out videos in hiding for how many damn years. If this man, I could promise you that if he was still alive, he would be finding a way to at least get a video out to say that I have control now.
I agree, unless he's in like a coma or a vegetative state, which is possible. I feel he's most likely dead, and that's what the Israelis are saying.
I just find it how amazing the Mossad has gone into how deeply they're infiltrated the Iranians and have mapped out where all these people are at, where they're at, where they hold their meetings and everything, and it made it real easy to come in and wipe them all out.
You know what that tells me, Bruce? That the Iranians were so stupid that they used internet communications and all the Israel had to do was spy on all the traffic that came in or out of there. And I mean, so the guys don't realize that. So I have a nephew. I'm not going to say he is in case his parents are listening, but I have a cousin. I guess the son of a second cousin. So he's one of my first cousin's sons, and he advertised his drug dealing business on social media. What do you think happened to him?
Oh, I'm sure he's behind bars.
Yeah, he's in jail. So, right. So they got these things. You don't do that. So these guys, every communications they had, saying what their intentions were, and you can't say this. So if you're winning, let's just say you're winning an intelligence war, you get levered and let nobody know it. You might even have to let certain stuff slide so they don't know you're on to them, right? Yeah. But if you really are reading everything that they say, and you're able to disseminate it and get what you want out of it, you can sure go deep up in them, that's for sure. And what they got now is a thing called and they've had it for a while. It was a response to 911. What's called as a sniffer. And what it does, it looks for keywords. As far as the U.S. goes, how it's used is every major telecom entity has this, and every communications, no matter what form it is, goes through it. Yeah. And it looks for a certain amount of keywords. And once it reaches a predetermined level of severity, then that individual communication is saved to a hard drive in the rack, and then triaged. When it's triaged down, it's sent to Quantico, and then they look at it. So I'm sure with the fiber optic cables leaving the Middle East, especially if some of them go through Israel or near Israel, or even if they're underwater, right? And we can go to the people sabotaging the fiber optic cable into Russia. So this has been done lately. They could splice into it and then monitor all the communications with a device like the sniffer, and then they would know exactly what was going on. So the Iranians now may realize that they can't communicate in any kind of meaningful way. They can't communicate via radio. They can't communicate via the internet. They can't communicate via their own internal communications because, as Bruce was saying, the Mossad may have those compromised. So now they're probably basically having to send runners, and that paralyzes them in terms of their response times to any individual attacks or whatever. So what they have to do is they have to have predetermined targets, right? And basically they're doing what the Nazis were doing in World War II, which is they're just vengeance weapons. Like, oh, you bombed us, so we'll bomb you. You support them, so we'll bomb you, and so on and so forth, attacking their neighbors. And they're just lashing out like a wounded animal. But the truth is, we haven't gained any ground there, and ships aren't going through the Gulf of Oman. So we either have to escalate or accept.
Did any of you see what Trump said the other day about the terrorists here in the country?
No, what's that?
Well, and it was kind of, I don't know whether it was a slip of the tongue or what it was, or whether he was maybe doing one of his, fake people out, but he said, we know where these terrorists are in this country.
Oh yeah.
And to me, you don't say that stuff. You don't divulge that you know where there's 3,000 terrorists in this country and you're monitoring them.
You might if you're trying to smoke them out.
That's that's what I'm saying. It very well could be a ploy, but there again, man, is it braggadocious or is it fact? So I don't know. I just really felt that was, from my days in the military, loose ship, sink ship. So I kind of chuckled to myself and said, "Oh man, you're really going on a limb."
What were you saying, Nikki?
Chuck Norris has been hospitalized in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's going to throw a whole fucking generation of people for a loop if something happens there. Yeah.
What's happened, Nikki?
Chuck Norris was just hospitalized in Hawaii.
So would that be Jen? Was that the millennials who come up with all the Chuck Berry jokes?
Yeah.
No, sorry, all the Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah.
We hate to hear that.
I do. And
maybe he'll be all right.
Do you remember when he made Invasion USA in Okeechobee? Do you remember that, Doug? When he made Invasion USA in Okeechobee, and he was hanging out at the Good Spirits. So
did he have to beat somebody's ass in there?
I bet you he did, because there's a lot of asshole rednecks, fake cowboys running around Okeechobee that need that.
All right, so let's get an update from Ed before we sign off, and then we'll be back Tuesday, of course, with more basketball.
All right.
Ed.
Yeah.
Ed, what's going on?
Nothing.
Tell us what
is the game over?
I think Michigan won.
Michigan won. Hell yeah.
Ed, are you asleep?
No, I'm right here.
Okay, so please, any more scores?
I've been more focused on the show, to tell you the truth.
I ain't bad.
Explain why we are playing at 9:30 tomorrow night. Florida is playing at 9:35.
Jeez. Are you on the West region or something?
Oh, we're in Tampa.
Goodness. I think that's just to get prime time, but they don't help the little kids that want to see the NCAA tournament. They have to go to they have to go to bed, man, and get up for school.
You know what it is? It's
Well,
those people at
when
Disney
you're in
World.
the tournament, it's the television that are setting these times.
They're trying to get those
mean,
people that are watching the Disney World
crazy.
parade a chance to get to the game afterwards.
Yeah, I guess, but just my kids will stay up watch Albert, but I was just in shock. I was expecting a 6 o'clock, 5:30 our game, 6:30 their time.
Something reasonable, you mean?
I'm old. I'm asleep. I don't even make it halfway through a hockey game anymore, and I'm like, holy crap, how am I going to do this?
We'll be blowing up your Facebook tomorrow night, letting you know the score.
I'm nervous about it. How these games are going right now. I mean, Lord, I don't know who we playing. Prairie View, Texas, but Prairie View.
All right, so any predictions by next Thursday? The Strait of Hormuz is secured and oil is flowing again.
That was another thing that Trump said today that I found ironic, or 2 days ago. He invited China to come in and go with the coalition to open the straits.
Well, China didn't do it, but Japan has.
Yes, Japan.
Japan is there. I think England has come in.
France has come in. They're coming.
France,
But I found that ironic that he invited the Chinese in to get their own oil.
Did Germany end up coming in, or I don't really know on that one.
It would take them a long time to get there, but because they'd have to go out the North Sea, on around the entire coast of Europe, and then back up again. But they, the Japanese are eager to exercise some sea power and to.
They completely rebuilt their.
I mean, right now, the last impactful thing the Japanese military did was Pearl Harbor. They need a win real bad.
But they did have one of the largest and most modern navies in the world at one time, and a great naval tradition that defeated the Russians in 1905. And I think they defeated the Italians during World War I at sea. And so the Japanese had a great naval tradition, and they've been a great partner in the United States since we defeated them. And so I welcome the Japanese help, because the Japanese are going to show some muscles in the face of China, because China is also threatening them. But
we're also building new world coalitions here.
And they really pushed the Americans during World War II to invest heavily in aircraft carriers, because they had such a strong contingency of Japanese carriers.
But how can you hate Trump after what he said today? I'm sorry. Her asking him, telling him, but you didn't tell me about your airstrike on Iran and his comeback. You didn't tell me about Pearl Harbor.
I thought that was hilarious myself.
I thought it was funny.
Guy.
But again, you don't want to, be rude to the prime minister.
No, but I mean, Trump is that guy, Bruce. He'll say shit that nobody else will.
He'll piss in your cereal bowl, and he's an equal opportunist at doing that.
Fans said okay, and they're still, but he. Point, you didn't tell me about it, so why should I have told you?
I find it refreshing myself. You get sick of that, of the typical criminal fucking government dialogue,
and that brown nosing, always trying to be, up someone's ass. Trump doesn't care. He does not care, and that is, I guess, why liberals hate him so much, is because he doesn't give a shit, and he doesn't care if he hurts their feelings.
Right.
They used to love him, though. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg loved him. Hillary Clinton loved him. Oprah loved him. So it all goes back to the press dinner where, out of the blue, Obama started attacking Trump. Does anybody remember that? He said he'll never be president. Well,
I do.
That's what they did, is they motivated Trump to fuck him up, because he's a coffee achiever, guys. He says, fuck it, I'm going for it. You see, I can't do it. I'm going to make it happen.
All because
Yep.
Trump had the balls to call him out on national TV on not having a legit birth certificate, and no one else would.
I mean, let's just be.
love what he
let-
did at the State of the Union when he stood there and he called the whole Democratic Party out. And
Yeah,
said,
now this
"You're
this
not
would be
going-"
this would be a whole nother episode, and I don't want to get started now, but I'm just going to throw this out there before I kick out. Obama was not born in the United States.
No.
He was absolutely not born in the United States. And you know what? There's a whole lot of people in powerful places that know it.
Oh, yeah.
They all know it.
Yeah.
Hawaii was trying to produce the birth certificate, and they just gave up. They couldn't actually produce it. All they got from Hawaii is a certificate of live birth. You can do that shit. You can come in from any country and do that shit. You can get a certificate of live birth.
Well,
But
I'll say one thing. It really pissed Obama off when he did that.
Yep, it did.
Good.
All right, guys. Tuesday,
Good night.
big basketball day. Ed, be ready.
Yes.
I am ready.
And good
He's
luck.
ready.
Sleep tight, Ed.
All righty. Good night, everyone.
Good.
I'm the king of this shit, yeah, I'm built to last. Bitches trying to front, but they don't got the craft. Rolling with my crew, we move quick like a flash. Living that street life, making money, making cash. I hate your team, they weak, they just wanna crash. But I'm balling on a level, yo, I'm sipping on that sass. Smacking off the podcast, don't step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a parody. Fuck your mama, know you hate my clarity.